Lisa.
Hi. So
you're homeless in Venice. Yesterday, walking around, I'm meeting you for the first time, and you look up and go, "We're on Dateline together."
Who would have known?
Yeah.
So it was nice to meet you.
It's so sad that you're out here homeless.
It's sad for so many people right now in Los Angeles. I'm also an activist, so I'm in the know too about what's going on with our government, and that we're so divided. And even just right here, like, people walk by right here to get a $5 coffee cup, and it's almost like they're assigned to do that in the neighborhood, assigned to cause some type of, invisible cruelty. And on top of, the schedule starts at 6 o'clock, and I was harassed, not only harassed by police, but brutalized by police, in which the local newspapers wanted to run the whole entire story, but not let me see the final print. So I'm not really trying to hurt my life any more than it has been. Unfortunately, I was poisoned by silicone implants 6 years ago, and I was never benefited for it. I was never given compensation for about $2 million. I have a prominent attorney in Los Angeles, and we went for and settled with just a couple $1,000s in the end. So that's kind of my story, is getting hurt on public entity, and then this was just in the hands of society and a cruel boyfriend, boyfriend. So
for the people that don't know, the police come down through here 6 o'clock every morning, sirens blazing.
The unfortunate part of Venice is that they are in collaboration with local services. The LAPD are. So they have a mainstay. If people aren't allowed to be here, it's kind of like we're allowed to be here, and they let us know that. I've only been back legitimately 3 days from, I tried out something, a friend was helping me, and it didn't go very well. So
but most of the time you're here, right here in Venice.
I've been here on the streets for 2 years before that, couple of months. Wow. So in my coming back, just to give you an idea, I've been on the boardwalk for my first 2 times under 20 minutes, and I was told by Officer Park, and he lied on camera, but I was told by him that I was being followed, and that here I am coming back from I literally could have been locked up in Mexican jail for 10 years on someone's word, because I don't speak the language. And I went there to get help, and it wasn't help. So in the long of it, that's what happened, and most recently. So the police state in this area is something that one's nervous system has to live in. Living outdoors, you have to be a healthy individual, and unfortunately our culture right now in America, not just in Venice Beach, which it's an epiculture for drugs and heroin, and I've never seen anything like this. I've been around here 10 years as a resident.
But it's not here. I was in Jackson,
everywhere,
Ohio,
everywhere.
A town of 5,000 people.
It's hitting our youth. I write children's survival books, and I feel like this is an element with my natural medical degree as a master of acupuncture, that not only did I save myself and I have my arms and I'm not in a wheelchair and I'm able to do this lifestyle from day to day as I wait for benefits. The good news is, and it's fortunate that you and I have this opportunity to engage in this taping, is that I was offered services today, and after 27 months around, I've been unfortunately brutalized by the police. Now the streets are never safe. We know this, and I'm a novice. I mean, Skid Row happened when my rupture happened in my chest, but I was on my jobbing and my medical to not ever feel the streets of Skid Row. So there's a way to do it when you are doing but Venice has a way of the beach being right there, and if you can't walk, which I've been in excruciating pain since May 2012, until recently, I've been doing a program, and I'm excited that I'm feeling better finally, and I survived that. So now they offered something today, and it is my birthday today. I'm 51 years old. You didn't know.
Your birthday?
Surprise.
Oh my gosh.
Being my second night back out in a while, it's funny because you get used to being inside, but then when you're outside, you get used to being outside.
I wish you told me earlier, because I would have got you something.
Don't worry. I got my portable shower in a bag.
Yeah, showers
handy.
In a bag.
This guy is so great to do this humanitarian effort. So you know, being concerned about my fellows too. It's not just like when I get housed somewhere it's a LA City voucher. And I'm really looking at like maybe Arizona, New Mexico, because I like the culture and I like the lifestyle in Los Angeles.
So you were talking earlier about how St. Joseph's is good.
They're helping. So the national, you legitimately have to show your that you can keep a Section 8 because they're so far and few between right now. There's so many people that need this, and I'm fortunate enough to, it just was told to me today. It's based on my medical, which means they're going to help me through like some of the hard times I've been through, like almost getting killed on the streets and the police brutality, so that I can really, you know, merge back in with a winning personality. Like I hope I have one again.
Oh, you got an amazing personality.
Well, it can be depressing. It's all outlook, and because it's my birthday, and because these people, essentially 80% of them in the last 2 years, the same people here. Like some have asked for help. A lot of my friends have pled for help, and they wait and wait and wait. And I really don't know the holdups, but I really do know that there's nothing I could have personally done, even though it seems like, you know, the way I look or dress or what people were fortunate. I bumped into someone and they gave me something to wear. All of this is, my clothes have been giveaways for a long time.
When I saw you earlier today and we were walking down the boardwalk, nobody would have even known you were homeless unless you told them.
Well, because of my background, I write children's books, and not that that's it, is that I'm a drug counselor for the natural medical world, and I was before I've had a series, you know, the accident really toppled my life to the women out there. I don't hear of these women. I haven't met one in 6.5, 7 years. So I would really like to be in touch through this whole program with a support group for those types of women, because I have a lot of ideas that can help them. If I could do this and come back, and I want you to update my story, because I know I'm going to come back.
Great. That's, people ask for that.
I know that we're going through growing pains right now, and just like I got healed from the things that I've been through and got whatever was needed for that chronic nerve pain to stop on my right side. Now I am fortunate enough to be looking for work, but at this level, it's kind of like, okay, get a job. Well, I don't have a house. Well, get a credit card so you can do something. Well, I can't get a credit card because I'm on the streets because of all these other events. So it's kind of like when things add up for people, it's such a tendency to want to give up and want to give in to, like, it's offered to me, drugs and different situations are offered all the time, but because I'm a strong individual, 51 years old, and considered not, I wouldn't say respected in a way that I've never felt that that's really the message, but I haven't been hurt. I mean, by people who could legitimately tell me that I'm not supposed to be here anymore, because that's how the streets are, and not a lot of people know that.
Well, you know, there's a gentleman a few tents down behind me I was talking to last night. He's 73.
Okay.
You know, there's so many older senior citizens out here. I mean, you're still young.
I know, you know, compared to...
But you're seeing more...
It happens.
Older generation out here.
And in fact, I did a sign, and no one could really look at me in my cute clothes again, because we judge in this country and it's so terrible, but I said hunger sucks on my sign.
Yeah.
There were 500 cars that pulled by me on a warm kind of early spring day, and this man came through when he saw my sign and he goes, I'm about to be homeless again. And I told him that, you know, kind of, he said, what are the streets like for you? You know, like how do you spell it out? And because he had been homeless previous, but hadn't in many years, and it was due to a rent issue.
Yeah.
So I saw him today after I got back and everything, and he did make it out here, and he was on the streets many years ago, so he knows how to handle himself. There are certain things that if you're just a really good person, which a lot of people are, in Venice, there are unnamed angels that have kept a lot of us alive through meals, through clothes, through, it's a kind of a high-tech, high-fashion area where people walk around and they look beautiful. So to be in this situation, it's terribly humbling. When I lived up the street and I performed on the boardwalk, to have my friends see me.
So you had an apartment here too?
I had a rental in a house up there. It was very close and convenient.
Now, you're saying good things about St. Joseph's, and they're the ones that are helping you get into housing?
They are helping through, it's more work where I work on my medical. It's mandatory that I work on my medical. So yeah.
You're doing that through St. Joe's.
Yeah, St. Joe's is, they've been there. Let me tell you a little bit about St. Joe's. As far as the doldrums of, you know, what this life might be, and for someone like me, they have made, and this is every day of the week, Monday through Friday, they cook 3 serving meals where they serve 50 people in every meal. Out of all the philanthropy work in Venice, I urge you to donate to St. Joe's. I'm not really understanding and don't recommend any other organization. I've been around and I do know the ins and outs, but St. Joe's has helped me so much. Where I needed a shower, they were there, and I had to wait because there's a lot of need in our community. And they're there every day serving coffee over us with organic, like gourmet, organic, beautiful soups today on my birthday.
Oh my gosh.
So it was really a great day considering the situation. So yeah.
Wow. Well, the other day, it was yesterday, and out of the blue you just said Dateline, and then you even thanked me for invisible people. And then we talked about, oh my gosh, rats. A bunch of rats just went by.
Yep, they're in the bushes on this side. Now over there's mice on Google's side, but over here, so I'm in a tent and it's tarped over, so I have a really good tent thanks to a friend in the last couple of days.
You're thanking me for invisible people.
Right.
And I didn't have words because I do this for homeless people above anything else. And because people ignore us, they walk by us, they spit on us, they just don't understand homelessness. So I care about what you think and what Jim thinks and Popcorn and Mary and, you know, what our homeless friends think.
Well, and that's what I really took away from your piece in the NBC Dateline, is that's why I followed you and looked around at the other interviews, because nobody's doing this. And the story is told that, you know, illegitimately, Yo Venice reported a shooting that said it brought back to homelessness. These were 2 residents that had an automatic rifle in their car. One of them did. And so when we get this play out and no one really finds out the facts, you know, it really does hurt the dirty looks. And even though they're, again, invisible in that way too, where you can be an invisible hero and just smile and just be nice. That's my new slogan, where I had a smile project. I did cards for kids on the boardwalk, and it was
great.
The materials were free and the time was mine, and I couldn't walk very well, so I did that. And I made 456 out of 2018 smiles. I ended the project because I had an interaction.
Paid by smile.
And
cool.
Yeah, they were bubble letters and very, very cool, and the kids really liked them. And the tipping point for that was the Be Nice America rolled out. So I'm on Twitter. That's not my usernames. I'm on at Reed Flower Child, excuse me. Okay. You can catch me on Twitter at Reed Flower Child. And I'm looking towards to update, like as I'm ending this chapter in my life, like really giving a solid update on how this crisis, and women in this crisis, not a lot of women that I know in this area really seek help because it hasn't been offered in such an abundant way where they can get the help they need.
It's got to be tough being a woman out there.
Well, you see, they're tough, and they're my friends, and I love them too, and I know their stories, and they've cried to me, and we've been in some really life-changing, life-threatening situations together, and you know, I have done anything I could for my friends, including try to save a life. So that's really what the City of Angels should be all about, is we should be known in all of America as people like you. People like you.
People like you.
Well,
I mean,
I'm going
down
through
the boulevard today,
but you
and
took,
people were saying hello to you.
You
like,
took your experience and you created a whole new avenue of communication and opening up the discussion of what if they're really suffering all day and night and they just look okay. So we can't judge. And I have suffered, but I have had so many miracles and to learn about my city in a different way. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to getting work and getting back to writing for the kids. Yeah.
So you're going to be in housing soon.
Yep.
I normally ask what your future's like, but it looks pretty good. So let me...
I'm so thankful.
What, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Well, my mission statement is to help the suffering, so interestingly enough, I would hope that we could help each other just by being aware of each other and a little more respectful. I mean, we are Americans and we are what the rest of the world is going through a much harder time than us. I follow the news, the real news, and I really see that France has just recovered from a terrible time with a fuel tax. So we're all going through stuff, understandable. So that would be my first wish, is that people kind of took a seat back with all of your videos and just kind of thought about, we can't put ourselves in someone else's shoes. But, and this is not a lie, I have verifiable medical records, I have my master's degree certificate. There's things that people don't need to lie about to get compassion, like this man has shown by an inventive idea. So we all could be collaborating that way. And that'd be the second thing, to collaborate. And to see outside, do the dissonance project, like get outside your box, like literally wear shoes you don't like, pull your pants up a different way, wear different things that, you know, might be trendy but not really you, and check it out. Like that's not like talk to somebody that you would normally talk to, like do a 30-minute interview with something that might really scare you but isn't really scary at all. I can tell you firsthand, and it's really more if it's what you bring to it. It's really how you face it. If you face it with fear, it's like the animal kingdom. People sense, like if I was walking around going, oh, I'm new in town, you know, it's different. And when you show that you're not prideful but confident in who you are, you can pretty much wiggle through. That you continue your project and that more people's lives are touched in a way that is like worldwide, and it gets you know, the value it deserves. So yeah, thank you for this time.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Great.
You've made my day yesterday, and now you did it again today.
See, birthday wishes. So you never know how life designs itself to meet people that a lesson plays out. And it may have been the lesson you prayed for. That's really what keeps coming back to me. Like, oh, at least like my friends sometimes just tune out. Like, we don't even know how to wrap our head around, like you got poison and you did Skid Row, and like then now you're over there and it seems like you're okay, but you really are saying you want these changes in Social Security. So that's pending another 10 months. I don't know why our government has made me wait for 6 years. Food stamps just aren't enough for anyone.
No,
they're just not. And so that's it. That's, you know,
well,
the takeaways.
Thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you for allowing this time for both of us too, and everyone else. Thank you for listening and watching. Yeah.